Hello and welcome to My Consultant, where we bring you the latest information about immigration to Canada. We will start this week's episode by disclosing the modernized pre-screening trade procedures, followed by the opportunity for international youth to travel and work in Canada for up to 2 years, and the new study indicating healthcare utilization among refugee children. Next, I will throw some light on Canada's Indo-Pacific Strategy, and Tishina will share Canada's new announcement about extending work permit for family members.
CBSA Canada Border Services Agency and UPS Canada have just concluded their virtual cargo pre-screening proof of concept. Held from May 2022 to November 2022, the virtual cargo pre-screening provided the CBSA an opportunity to enhance the way goods are risk assessed prior to their arrival in Canada. For this proof of concept, UPS Canada provided the CBSA with advanced X-ray images for a select number of shipments coming in from Europe. This gave Border Services officers earlier access to supplemental information to aid in their decision-making about shipments before they enter Canada. CBSA officers used this information along with other pre-arrival shipment data to either recommend the release of the goods or a referral for physical examination once landed in Canada. The objectives of this proof of concept were to evaluate if pre-screening technology could enhance the CBSA's ability to identify goods that pose a risk to Canadians, and explore opportunities to more efficiently process goods entering Canada. CBSA Vice President of Commercial and Trade Branch commented, saying, "This proof of concept is an example of the CBSA's commitment to modernize its business processes by using data and electronic information to facilitate legitimate trade while protecting the safety and security of Canadians." The procedural and operational lessons learned from this proof of concept project will be valuable in informing the development of future commercial and trade modernization initiatives and improved border processes.
Young people help in changing our community and creating a better sustainable future. Canada's economy depends on the participation of young people, especially as its aging population transitions into retirement. Keeping that in mind, Canada has recently launched the International Experience Canada, that is IEC, which gives you the opportunity to travel and work in Canada for up to 2 years. Applicants will be able to apply for this program as of January 9th, 2023. IEC is a reciprocal program that allows Canadians and international youth to travel and work in each other's countries. This time, application scale will be increased by 20%. This increase means that nearly 90,000 candidates will be able to work and travel in Canada. There are 3 categories of participation under the program. Working holiday participants receive an open work permit that allows them to work anywhere in the host country to support their travels. International co-op internship participants receive an employer-specific work permit that allows students to gain targeted experience in their field of study. Young professionals participants receive an employer-specific work permit to gain targeted professional work experience that is within their field of study or career path. Immigration Minister Sean Fraser says that the government is helping more international youth to work and travel in the country, effectively helping employers, most of those in the tourism industry, find the workers they need. International youth brings so much to the country. By giving you the opportunity for international travel and work experience, Canada wants to strengthen its economy and help businesses succeed.
Although it's no big surprise refugee children and youth who come to Canada may arrive with differing health needs, a new study from researchers at the Hospital for Sick Children, Sick Kids, and ICE found that refugee children and youth under the age of 17 do not place substantial demands on the healthcare system in Ontario compared to their Canadian-born peers. ICES, which stands for International Credential Evaluation Service, is an independent, non-profit research institute that uses population-based health information to produce knowledge on a broad range of healthcare issues. The study compares just about 23,290 resettled refugees to around 93,150 matched Ontario-born children and youth from the years 2008 to 2018. The study finds that healthcare utilization is generally high among refugees, but the overall excess demand on the healthcare system during their first year in Canada is minimal. Dr. Saunders, lead author, says many refugees arrive in Canada needing care for issues related to infection, malnutrition, or dental needs. The study, published in the peer-reviewed journal Pediatrics, found that the use of mental health services is low among all refugee groups, as some children may be accessing mental health support through community resources. The report shows that healthcare use among refugees varies by their sponsorship model, with health costs being higher among government-sponsored refugees compared to privately sponsored refugees. Canada's government-assisted refugees programs provide all funding, support, and connection to refugee resettlement services, largely through service providers organizations. The two government-assisted programs allow citizens and permanent residents to either sponsor refugees and provide full or partial support to them. The private sponsorship of refugees program, the PSR, tasks private sponsors with raising funds to support the refugees in their first year and provide assistance with health and social services navigation. A blended visa office-referred program, the BVOR model, shares cost and resettlement activities between the private sponsor and the Government of Canada. Privately sponsored refugees had the lowest reported rate of major illnesses after 1 year. Refugees arriving through all three programs are eligible for provincial health insurance.
Canada's relationships with the Indo-Pacific region has been forged through generations of deep person-to-person connections. IRCC says, as the major source of fastest growing economic region in the world, the Indo-Pacific will continue to play a vital role in Canada's immigration strategy. The region has also recently become a primary birthplace for many Canadian immigrants. According to a recent data released by Statistics Canada, Asians make up the largest share of new immigrants by 62% in Canada, with India, Philippines, and China being the top 3 countries of origin for immigrants. The data also shows that 1 in 5 recent immigrants in Canada was born in India. Canada's international students population is also influenced by the Indo-Pacific region, as almost 65% of the country's total international student population is from this area of the world. As part of the Indo-Pacific Strategy, Immigration Minister Sean Fraser has announced that how investments in Canada's immigration system will help Canada grow and prosper. The Indo-Pacific Strategy is set to pursue initiatives and investments of nearly $2.3 billion by 2027. An investment of $74.6 million over the 5 years and of $15.7 million ongoing will strengthen already ongoing efforts to improve Canada's immigration application processing capabilities both domestically and in Indo-Pacific regions. As part of this statement, IRCC made specific mention of New Delhi, Chandigarh, Islamabad and Manila, 3 cities excluding Pakistan's capital of Islamabad, located in the two countries, India and the Philippines, that were first and second respectively among reported birth nations of Canada's recent immigrants. Canada's Indo-Pacific Strategy contains 5 strategic objectives: promoting peace, resilience, and security. To advance Canada's regional peace and security interest, the government will invest over $720.6 million. This includes, but is not limited to, increased Canadian Armed Forces participation in regional military exercises, expanding trade, investment, and supply chain resilience. To foster open, rules-based trade and support Canada's economic prosperity, Canada will invest $244.6 million. This includes, but is not limited to, establish the Canadian Trade Gateway in Southeast Asia to expand Canada's business investment and networks in the region. Investing in and connecting people. To forge stronger people-to-people ties with the Indo-Pacific, Canada will invest $261.7 million. This includes enhancing Canada's visa processing capacity within Canada's centralized network as well as in New Delhi, Chandigarh, Islamabad, and Manila to support stronger people-to-people ties. Building a sustainable and green future. As part of its commitment to build a clean future, Canada has committed a total of $913.3 million. This includes to expand its operations into the Indo-Pacific and accelerate its work in priority markets in order to support high-quality sustainable infrastructure. Canada as an active and engaged partner in the Indo-Pacific. To strengthen its presence, visibility, and influence in the region, Canada has committed a total of $147 million. This includes to expand capacity at Canada's missions abroad and within Global Affairs Canada. IRCC makes it clear that the Canadian government acknowledges the profound and significant impact that the Indo-Pacific regions and its countries have had and will continue to have on the future of Canada's immigration.
The federal government is making it easier for temporary foreign workers to bring their families along on their big move to Canada. The Honorable Minister of Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship and the Minister of Tourism and Associate Minister of Finance just announced that Canada will be extending work permits to family members of temporary foreign workers. This means that people applying for temporary work permits will soon be able to bring their families along with them. Starting in January 2023, through a temporary 2-year period, Canada will be expanding eligibility to work in Canada to spouses and working age children through a phased approach for workers at all skill levels. This would include family members of workers in healthcare, trades, and hospitality. Prior to this announcement, spouses were only eligible for a work permit if the principal applicant was working in a high-skill occupation. This temporary measure will be implemented in 3 phases to ensure its successful implementation. Phase 1 will enable family members of workers coming to Canada through the high-wage stream of the Temporary Foreign Worker Program or the International Mobility Program to apply for an open work permit. Phase 2 aims to expand the measure to family members of workers from the low-wage stream of the Temporary Foreign Worker Program following consultations. And Phase 3 will include consultation with agricultural partners and stakeholders to assess operational feasibility for expanding the measure to family members of agricultural workers. The Honorable Sean Fraser, Minister of Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada, proudly said during his announcement that this is going to allow more than 200,000 workers who have family members in Canada or will be coming to Canada to continue to be with their loved ones and work while they're here to support themselves. Adding, people who are here making a contribution to Canada's economy don't have to make the tough decision to be apart from their children and their spouses when they do so. Expanding the eligibility for work permits to family members will help address the labor shortage by assisting employers in finding the workers they need and improve the emotional well-being, physical health, and financial stability for workers by keeping families together. That's all for this week's episode of My Consultant. Thank you for tuning in. Please click the bell icon to subscribe to the My Consultant YouTube channel. For more information on the topics covered in this week's episode, please visit myconsultant.ca, where you can contact an authorized immigration and citizenship consultant. I'm Tashina Thompson.
I'm Tina Batra, and we'll see you next week.